what's up? It's DlY here. Today, I'm going to explain how I made this Batman chest armor cosplay. Let's get into it. So the first thing I made first was the chest piece. Chest piece wasn't quite easy, but I got to do it as I was going through this whole progress. So I basically used, the tools I used was, scissors, pens, a liar, hot glue gun, paper template, scissors, and craft foam. And the other rest of the stuff, I'll get to that later. So let's focus on the main thing right now, the main thing. So I basically took my paper template, my pen, I traced it around it. After I did that, I did both sides. After I did that, I basically took my scissors, cut it out to do obviously both sides. Then once I did that, I basically took my my liar in my metal bowl, and then I took the liar, heated it up, and I basically went in circles to give it that muscle type shape and that bulkiness onto the project. Then once I did that for both sides, actually, I took my hot glue gun, glue it, and glue it together. So once I glue it together, I basically went on to place on the bat symbol. I basically used my paper templates, whatever, to make the bat symbol, glue it onto the chest, use my hot glue gun, to glue around it. After that, I went to weather the chest armor to give it that bit of weathering, chipping, whatever, So that's how I did it. You can see those lines, whatever, onto the chest. After I did that, I basically, sorry guys, basically with the logo, I wanted to look leather, so I went with took my iron and my new foil, crumbed it up, and I give it some bit of, type of leather type texture. So I tried to do the best I could to make this type of texture, guys. So yeah. After I did that, after I weathered the whole thing, I went with the lower abs. These lower abs are the same lower abs back in 2021, the movie called Robert Pattinson movie. So I wanted to look similar. It's the same thing, but I want mine to be, slightly, different and different, a different Batman. So that's the look I went with. I basically did the same thing. My paper templates, my pen, with the whole idea, the same thing. Whether it gives some bit of detail, structure, shape and stuff onto it, just to make it look more cool and awesome. But I wanted it to look more bulkier, more scary, and more cool as I was going through this. So after that, I basically painted the chest piece, and this paint I used was black acrylic paint, and I basically used gray acrylic paint. After I used those two colors, I basically paint a lot of layers to paint this armor, this whole entire armor. But I basically painted this one first, and then this one last. These two I'll get to in a minute. I basically just painted just the chest piece first, went with a whole lot of layers, and went with the whole gray, with the gray acrylic paint, to paint around it. And I basically went with another black acrylic paint again to give that dirty look onto the armor. And I wanted to look dark, not too dark, just a little dark. It was lighter when I first painted the whole thing, and I darkened it with the black acrylic paint. So yeah, and the same thing with the whole armor. I didn't really change nothing about this one. It's the same thing, the same old thing. So yeah, after that, the shoulders, these are the same shoulders from the movie of the Robert Pattinson Batman shoulder armor. It's the same shoulder armor, but it's just similar. It's slightly different. I just want mine to be different, so I didn't want it to be the same thing. So that would be, it won't be. I just didn't like that, so I just didn't want to do that. So no. So it's a lot bigger, and that's why I wanted. That was the look I was going for the bulkiness and more um, broad into the project. So I wanted to look as bulky as possible and scary as possible. Because, bad guys fear Batman all the time. And they get so scared of Batman because he's more scarier, more bulkier, and more tougher as they get afraid of, Batman. But yeah, so, I went with the whole detail, weathering, lines onto the shoulders. Um, so that's how I did it. The biceps are, I got these from, no, this came from my Batman Beyond cosplay armor. That's where I got it from. And I might change it, but for now, it's for this. I basically just, had it on, so I just like it, so I decided to put it on. I might change it, so for right now, this is gonna be it for now. And then after that, what else? The shirt. The shirt is dyed. I basically had it white. It was super white, and I dyed it gray. Took some bucket of hot water and dump it inside. Took the shirt and dump it inside the bucket. Let it sit for the whole entire day. Took it out, drain it, and let it sit in the bathroom, whatever. That's basically how I let it sit. I know most people leave it outside, but I just left it in the bathroom to dry all the way. So that's how I did it. So yeah. Then after that, what else? Oh yeah, the shirt. Actually, before I go for the gauntlets, I want to say about the shirt. The shirt is dark, like a dark type gray, but it was lighter before. But I kind of spray painted with the black spray paint, whatever, and then basically spray painted food coats to give it some dark color, shading, whatever. So yeah. The gauntlets are the same thing from the movie with Robert Pattinson back in 2021 movie. I just, did something similar. Something different. Some bit of weathering, some bit of chipping. You can see that. I don't know if you can see that a little bit of chipping on the side with gauntlets. But yeah. Also, this is the little screws that goes onto the armor, and that you see on the doors and stuff. So I just thought that would be cool to put onto the gauntlets. I just got this from Home Depot. I don't remember how much they were, but I basically placed it onto the gauntlets. So yeah. Also, yeah, before I move on, guys, I forgot to mention this. Sorry. The chest piece and the lower abs are not glued together. They're separate pieces, so I can remove this if I wanted to, because it's attached with Velcro. So yeah, it's just attached with Velcro. But I had a hard time with this, so it wasn't easy. I had a hard time with this, so it wasn't quite easy. Then what else? What else? The cape. The cape is, I got it from my brother. He gave it to me, and I decided to use this for Batman. The cape is really wide and really long, so I just like wired capes. I have made one before. I did not like it, so my brother gave it to me, and I decided to use it for Batman. So, but yeah. So that's the progress. And what else? The belt. I got these from Amazon, which is like $19, and I, spray painted the buckle silver. A few coats. I think it was like 3-4 coats, whatever. I think it was. And then I went on weathering the buckle. And yeah. And also how I made the weathering was I use a sand block to give it some little chipping, weathering, whatever. So that's how I did it. And then the pouches are weathered as well with a silver acrylic paint. I basically use my brush to brush it to give it a bit of weathering and detail. Then after that, these little things you see right here, these are flashlights. These are not I did not 3D print this or anything like that. I just got them from the corner store. These were just flashlights. I see people use these for their props on the internet and stuff, Instagram and all that stuff. So I want to use it for Batman. So I just thought that would be cool to do that. So they're like grenades. I call them like smoke bomb grenades, whatever. So yeah. What else? The cowl. Cowl. People call them cowl. Some people call it mask. Normally I call it mask or cowl. So it really depends on how I say it. But yeah, it's really hot in here. So it's really hot, guys. The mask, I basically use a paper mask on one of those masks that you can get from Amazon. Let me show you. I have a couple of these in my room, so these are so yeah. See the difference? I basically just weathered the mask, whatever, give it some bit of white eyes. I can see through in this, so yeah. Some bit of the back's ears going doo doo doo. So yeah. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much what else I'm missing. Oh yeah, these buckles and this I got from Amazon. So, and the neck piece I made using my paper templates, whatever. That's how I did it. I gave it some bit of detail and also some bit of black stripes and stuff, straps. So yeah, the ski mask I got from the corner store. It was a little bit, when I first got it, it was like quite loose, and I couldn't tie it with I basically sewed it to give it that tightness. I sewed it by hand, so that's how I did it. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty it for now, guys. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you guys like this video, and if you guys do, please give us a like. But yeah, guys, stay tuned for more. Stay blessed, stay safe, and have a good day. Bye. Peace.